I have this great habit of giving people the benefit of the doubt and not seeing the signs as they happen and unfold in front of me, and I realize something's doomed. No, it's not. It'll be okay. Maybe. Let's be understanding, guys. I'm an idiot, is what that comes down to. I am an idiot. I'm too trusting. And luckily, I've been burned enough times that that's going away. But the unfortunate reality is, and I can't remember when this, oh, here we go, May 29th of 2022. Various people have been waiting a lot longer than that for autographs, but whatever. I'm still pissed. On May 29th, 2022, after some conversations with some people who put me at ease about trusting a certain company, I purchased a Warwick Davis signed Funko Pop. It was a great price. It included an inscription, so I was able to get "Don't Get Me Gold" or something along those fucking lines, and his signature, and probably LEP. I asked for the full name, but then since there's been a dozen companies that have done signings with him since, I've noticed that he does LEP. Understandable. I wonder how many times I can say the F word before this gets reported. I'm just gonna say it once then, and then try to avoid it going forward. Fuck you, CSUcK. Convention Scene UK. Excuse after excuse after excuse, after whining, after calling your customers ignorant sods, ungrateful, ignorant sods. When did people in this hobby become such entitled, unappreciative, ignorant sods? I'm sorry, Warren. And this is coming from someone who I think asked twice for a status update because you refused to give them. It's not that people are ignorant sods. It's that people gave you money and expected you to fulfill their orders. Because people give you money and you, in return, give them what they pay for. It's called a transaction. And I don't even know if it's really fair to say that it was excuse after excuse after excuse, because really, when there were posts on the CSUcK website, or Facebook rather, the website, whole different story. When there were posts on there, it was whining about how people were being mean to you for biting off more than you could chew, and being too defensive, attacking people in comments elsewhere who were asking for a refund and were being refused. You kind of did it to yourself, dude. You kind of did it to yourself. Now, I don't think that anyone should have verbally harassed or attacked or anything like that Warren at CSUcK, but I also think that he should have done his part to keep communication up to date and up to speed. So I'm going to lay it all out for you. I'm going to tell you about the posts that have gone up. I'm going to tell you about the most recent activity of how this all came to an end. And I'm going to start today, on March 3rd, 2023, because he teased earlier this week that he was going to be dropping a big announcement on all of the upcoming signings, and I expect to be pushed back, to be honest. But it wasn't. It was dropped today, and I am going to read this message to you. Alright, so I read the full post, and I recorded it, and I put it in here, but it literally took 7 or 8 minutes to get through all of it, reading it at a nice slow pace, so everybody could understand what I was saying, and that was way too long. So I'm going to put the screenshots of it up here. Thank you for horse sake, because my lazy ass forgot to take them. It is March 6th, and the CSUcK Facebook page is gone. So, let me check Instagram real quick. The Instagram page is also gone. I have a feeling he's pulling an Iron Maiden and running to the hills. So, again, instead of reading it to you, I'm just going to put some screenshots. Feel free to pause it, read it at your leisure. So TLDR, as the kids say, I bit off more than I can chew. I thought I had these signings ready to go and in place. I don't. I'm shutting down the site. Don't blame my admins. The group will still be open. Um, I really don't know what else to call out here. It was just excuse after excuse. Hopefully you read it. I hope you took the time to read it. But um, it was a very lengthy. I'm not trying to get sympathy. Trying to get sympathy. Uh, the thing I'm having a hard time digesting is the fact that it was put up Friday, so 3 days ago, and now the site is gone. Didn't really give people much time to react, but the comments were turned off anyway, so even if people had anything to say about it, they couldn't. I expected the site to stay up at least until emails started going out to people letting them know what the options that they're claiming will be available are for refund or replacement of items. Holy shit, that was a long post. And just think, if frequent updates would have been put out there, that post would have been unnecessary because so much of that could have already been said and handled. I would not wish that financial burden on anybody. I would not want to hear of anybody losing their home. But the fact of the matter in this is, you did it to yourself. And you pretty much admitted that you did it to yourself when you said that you took these risks. You expected someone to buy over 100 items each time, so you just assumed they were going to. That's a risk, man, and that's no one's fault but your own, unfortunately. Now, a friend of the channel, Mr. Hate My Name, he also ordered one of these pops, and he had reached out to CSUcK earlier on, like, I'm tired of waiting, what's going on, blah, 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 and was able to get a refund. Now, I'm not going to tell the full story because I don't know the full story. He experienced it, but from what I saw, it seemed like CSUcK was kind of a dick about it, to Hate My Name, and wasn't able to provide any kind of updates or what's going on or anything, just wanted to be a jerk about it. There was also someone who posted something at some point asking about a refund, and there was a comment in return that was basically laughing at the individual saying, you're not getting a refund. And now we're supposed to believe that we're getting one? Seems odd. So some other things that I kind of jotted down along the way, if you followed their Facebook page over the past, probably since beginning of December, late November, it's just been movie trailers, man. That's all they do is post movie trailers. Nothing of substance gets put on that page. So it being gone now doesn't really matter. The website, it was taken down, and they finally came out and said, the first thing was, I took it down so I could catch up on orders. And then it was, it's getting updated. And then it was, it'll be back up Friday. Later on, it'll be back up later. And now we see what we have today. I'm going to add some other screenshots as well. Some of the notes I've taken along the way. Just, gosh, the whining posts about people wanting updates. Like, it was insane how often it was, stop being mean to me, stop asking for updates, you'll get it when you get it. One of the posts, I'm writing this today as I feel it is warranted as the amount of messages I am getting daily is making it near impossible to focus on the other aspects of CSUcK. When did people in this hobby become such entitled, unappreciative, ignorant sods? I think I referenced that earlier in this video already, but come on, man. People gave you money and they expect their items. I'm sure there were some people who didn't handle it politely, who were frustrated. That's part of customer service, unfortunately. Like, they have the right to be frustrated, and no one has the right to attack or threaten or anything along those lines. But when a business takes this kind of stance where they're going to get down to name calling, it's kind of disgusting. It's unfortunate. Now, my problem from my initial issue with this was it seems unlikely that these Funko Pops are going to be available early for this signing, because he was doing the signing before the street date, and that was what I questioned him on. And he assured me, and I'm an idiot, he assured me that they would be in hand, that they would happen, blah blah blah. But that should have been the first red flag. There was a post on the site. I'm going to put a bunch of these posts so you can read through them if you'd like. There was a post on his site about cutting ties with Alliance agents. I believe that is who represented Warwick Davis. So I'll put those screenshots up there. And it includes the comments from Alliance themselves. After Alliance made a post regarding CSUcK, Warren went into the comments of it and kind of talked some shit, is my understanding and what I saw, and didn't really help his case. There was one point where he had posted about how people were asking too much and questioning and not knowing. It was the post where he called people sods, and I believe it was one of the last posts where he left comments on, and I commented on it. And I'm going to read my comment to you. I'll put it in the screenshot too, so if you want to jump forward, but since it's my comment, I want you to hear it in my voice. This is when I was frustrated, but also trying to be understanding. First and foremost, I am not and would never condone abusive messages towards you or anyone in your role. The unfortunate thing is that in a role that is basically customer service, there will always be people who don't understand how the inner workings operate. As someone who has a fair idea of how they do, I will share my thoughts. From my perspective, and with the Warwick signing specifically, I was hesitant to order because it seemed unlikely that the Funko Pops would be available prior to their street date. You and I discussed this, and you assured me that there wouldn't be any problems. I follow your page, but I'll be honest, I missed updates from you. I was also unaware that your website has the signing updates listed. We spoke once, a nice conversation, absolutely not an attack, just me checking in for myself and a few other folks who ordered, and you let me know those resources were there, and that's all I needed. The fact of the matter is exactly what you said. Some people have no clue how things work, and that isn't a fault of theirs. We live in an age of instant gratification, Amazon, immediate delivery services. We're a bit spoiled. I would suggest setting some scheduled posts, once a week, as far out as Facebook will allow you. I believe it's a bit over a month, close to 2 months maybe. And on those scheduled posts, a link to your website and the reminder that signing updates are available there. You do a great job keeping that up to date, and I trust you will continue to. But with things like this, overdoing the communication is going to help more than hurt. It won't solve all the issues, but you got this. He responded, "Thank you for your comment. You've made some really good points, and I will probably look at implementing them soon." Instead, he took the website down. How was that supposed to help anything? Now, I also referenced a message I had sent to him, to Warren, so I'm going to include that as well. Just full transparency. I want like everything I say to be seen here. Everything I had said to him in the past to be seen here. Now, this is my biggest frustration with myself and how I handle things. Instead of telling the guy, you're an asshole, you fucked up, you fucked us over, instead of that, I try to be polite. I try to be understanding. I try to be professional. And that's why you get comments like the one I left on that page that puts some responsibility on us as the customers, which I think there should be, and some on him when he deserves the majority of the responsibility. I, again, will say, I don't think as customers we have the right to attack or threaten. I also don't know how true any of those statements were. With the amount of times comments were left turned off, it was very hard to see those things. There were not really angry reacts or anything like that to some of his posts, even when comments were turned off. And then when the trailers started happening and comments were left on, it would say there were comments and they'd be gone, leading me to believe that he was hiding comments. What does it matter at this point? Are we going to get our refunds? Time will tell. Unfortunately, I doubt it. So now what? When do I even post this? First off, because I don't want to talk shit and then not get anything, even though I don't think I'm going to get anything anyway. I think it's funny in that post, it says, unlike other companies that I've worked with in this atmosphere, something like that, I'll keep the email open when you don't respond to emails. That's been one of the biggest complaints, is people emailing you. So it's kind of frustrating. You took your Facebook down, and you had to have had the common sense to understand that that would be a huge, huge red flag. So again, it's March 6th. Everything that I know up until this point is in this video. It is almost 18 minutes long. So we'll see how this plays out. Or when I even post this. I'm not holding my breath for any sort of resolution. Alright, so this will be the final update, as I'm sure nothing else will come from this. It is the 15th of March. On Sunday, I emailed and I said, it's unfortunate that things have played out the way that they did. I was really rooting for you and trying to stay positive. After the last Facebook post, before taking down the Facebook page, many of us feel that there will be no actions or attempts to make things right. I'm curious if you have a message you'd like to share with your previous customers and supporters. I'd be happy to share it in the various Facebook groups where people are asking questions. Clearly, I too am hoping to receive a refund for my purchase. There would be two. The one here in this email and another one that I would be happy to get you the order number for. Please stick to your promise of doing the right thing. Some of us still feel you're capable of making this right. And I didn't have to wait long for a response, which was nice. But as it turns out, it was an automatic response from their email that clearly hasn't been updated in some time. The automatic response reads, "Hi, thank you for contacting CSUcK. Currently the website is down for much needed maintenance and stock update. We will have the website up and running ASAP. But please note, we are currently in the process of shipping a lot of customer orders following collection from Beckett in November. Whilst we catch up on posting your items, no further orders can be placed. Signing status, last updated 12/12/2022. And then I'll put screenshots. The funny thing is Warwick Davis, signing in hand, items will be signed ASAP pending Warwick's schedule. To which I responded, the fact that your auto reply has not been updated is not very promising. So, to all the people who are like, it's about time you contact your bank and ask for a refund. No shit. Most banks put a time frame on when you can do that. I have contacted my bank. I contacted my bank months ago, and they were unable to process any sort of reimbursement or anything along those lines because of the amount of time that has passed. Companies know this. Look at Freight Crate. Is that the one that went out of business and took everybody's money and people aren't able to get their money back because of the amount of time that's passed? Yes. You're telling a dehydrated person to drink water. We are aware that we should contact our bank, but most of us have, and they can't do anything about it. So, as I said, this is most likely the last we'll hear of, for, or about CSUcK. Please share your thoughts and experiences below. Warren, it is very difficult to wish you the best. I hope your next endeavors are fruitful and honest, and you find a way to make things right. As of right now, I kind of hope that you stub every single one of your toes individually every single day for the rest of your life. You dick.